Hello everyone, nice to finally meet you virtually via video. My name is Lauren and I will be giving you guys my reflection of the first chapter of the new Jim Crow book. Reflecting on the history and present state of racial control in the United States, I think shows a troubling persistence of systemic racism against Black communities. Even though slavery ended, new forms of racial control emerged that have continued to oppress Black people. Even though steps such as creating the Freedmen's Bureau to help formerly enslaved individuals adjust sadly faced so much strong racial hostility and lack of support and did not end up achieving what it set out to. As W.E.B. Du Bois observed, the supposed progress made during Reconstruction was systematically undone by the emergence of Jim Crow laws and how these laws weren't just about segregation. They were a deliberate effort to reinforce racial hierarchies and keep Black individuals in a lesser position. I think it's infuriating to continue to see the pattern of laws undermine our progress, albeit with different terminology, leading to continued overrepresentation of Black men and women in our prison systems, like the book mentions. The criminal justice system has evolved into a modern tool of racial oppression, exposing a stark disparity between Black and white incarceration rates, and this persistent injustice highlights a troubling continuity of racial control and inequality. While I was unaware of the disproportionate representation of Black individuals in the judicial system, I was profoundly shocked by the statistics revealing the extent of the issue. The United States prison population exceeds 2 million, with Black individuals who make up around roughly 13% of the entirety of population, account for 40% of those incarcerated. What I learned from the chapter highlighted a disturbing history of systems born out of slavery that are now being exacerbated by new technologies like mass incarceration and the expansion of prison industrial complexes continue to view Black lives as commodities rather than valuing them as individuals. While the digital age, I think, offers many advancements, it has also definitely worsened this situation through increased surveillance and data collection, which has led to more racial profiling and thus more control. The profit benefiting and driven nature of the prison systems with private companies benefit from incarceration only perpetuates this cycle of exploitation and dehumanization. It's a harsh reality that reflects a profound disregard for all human life and dignity. I've never understood the theory when power is shared, some people perceive it as losing their own power and how this distress fuels white fright, or the fear among some white individuals of losing their social and economic status. I think this fear has definitely played a major role in shaping racial policies, leading the U.S. government to continually adjust laws and policies to maintain control over vulnerable populations. Historical examples like Jim Crow laws and current practices such as mass incarceration, racial profiling, sentence disparities, the prison system, the war on drugs, and the post-incarceration discrimination continue to influence and perpetuate systemic racism. I think these ongoing issues definitely show why we need to keep pushing for change. To address these problems, we must recognize the deep-rooted racism and work towards a fairer society where everyone has a true form of freedom and injustice. I think with the white majority making that first initial step to leading the way. Understanding America's true history, I think, is essential for creating a better future, as this history reveals how deeply systemic racism has shaped our society and why it continues to affect vulnerable populations today. I think by learning about the past, we can better understand the roots of current issues and work more effectively towards justice and equality. And I also particularly appreciated the text preface highlighted some of my favorite advocates such as W.E.B. Du Bois, Angela Davis, Bryan Stevenson, and James Baldwin. I really find that these figures remind us of the importance of staying vigilant and proactive in the fight against systemic racism. Each of them has made a significant contribution to our understanding of racial injustice and has inspired ongoing efforts to challenge and dismantle oppressive systems. I look forward to watching the rest of your videos and have a great rest of your Labor Day long weekend.